Hello, this is Joan Fernley, your French and Latin diction coach for choirs. And in this video, I will read the Credo, which is the third part of the Standard Latin Mass. Now, this is the part of the Mass that is the most often omitted in the shorter Masses known as a Missa Brevis, and there will be a little bit more on that later on in the video. Now, you'll find the links to the other parts of the Mass in the description box below, along with my extensive pronunciation guide on Italianate Ecclesiastical Latin, which is the pronunciation that I use in these tutorials. Now, keep in mind when singing sacred music, whether it was intended for the concert stage or for the church itself, singers are not expected to share in those very beliefs. However, we can all share in the expression of the human condition that lies behind those beliefs, and this is what the composer is bringing forward. So we can certainly share in the composer's vision of expressing the human condition and ultimately share that with our audiences. And speaking of sharing, if you like what I do, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. It's very encouraging, but of course it does help the YouTube algorithm help others in the choral community find these videos. For this tutorial on the Credo, I will follow the same pattern I used for the Gloria tutorial. It will be in 3 parts, beginning with a prologue where I will set the Credo in the context of a Catholic Mass, discuss some performance practices, but also discuss some of the strategies that composers used when setting the Credo to music, and that might explain a few things about your score. And then I will follow with the readings. And the first reading will be at a conversational pace and where I highlight the phrasing. And in the second, I will read the text word for word, slowly and methodically, so you can pick up on all the pronunciation. And of course, I encourage you to work with both readings because it's very important to have a balanced approach between the phrasing and the pronunciation. Credo means creed, and that's a statement of beliefs, and these are the beliefs that are shared by those attending the service. Now, in our choral scores, the Credo immediately follows the Gloria, but in a Mass setting, that's not the case. There's quite a bit that goes on between the Gloria and the Credo. Now, much like the Gloria, the first line is intoned Credo in unum Deum, and very often you will not find that text in your choral scores, and that first line still needs to be sung, and we'll have a tenor or a bass intone that first line following the tune of one of those ancient Gregorian masses. The Credo clocks in at 163 words, which is double the 84 words in the Gloria. That's a lot of text. But not only that, it doesn't follow any kind of poetic structure because it really is just a list of beliefs, just like any other list, like a shopping list or a to-do list. It doesn't have the rhythm of poetry, which is quite a challenge when you're trying to set a text to music. But of course, in the hands of a capable composer, the text does come to life with very profound moments of storytelling and deep emotion. Now, composers were under different constraints with different types of commissions, and in some instances, they may have been given quite a bit of leeway when composing a much longer and solemn Mass known as a Missa Solemnis. And in these instances, they may take quite a bit of time to get through the Credo. And in fact, in your Mass setting, the different sections of the Credo may be under different titles. That's all part of the Credo. Now, in other instances, composers might have been under certain time constraints. And in some cases, as in many Missa Brevis that you'll find, the Credo is omitted. But in other cases, the Credo will in fact be included, but composers have a little trick up their sleeve to condense the Credo in a given amount of time, and that's telescoping. And telescoping is an artistic device where you allocate different text to different sections of the choir, or if it's an opera or musical, it's different characters. So you can get through quite a bit of text, and of course that also means that you don't have to learn all the words of the Credo. Now that could sound like cheating, where you're trying to condense all this text in a very short amount of time. But keep in mind that the music is there to elevate the text, and the composer could bring certain key elements into focus. It is this contrast between all this text condensed and then these moments of focus. Credo in unum Deum, Patrem omnipotentem, factorem celi et terre, visibilium omnium et invisibilium, et in unum Dominum Iesum Christum, Filium Dei unigenitum, et ex Patre natum ante omnia saecula, Deum de Deo, lumen de lumine, Deum verum de Deo vero, genitum non factum consubstantialem Patri, per quem omnia facta sunt, qui propter nos homines et propter nostram salutem descendit de celis, et incarnatus est de Spiritu Sancto ex Maria Virgine, et homo factus est. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis sub Pontio Pilato passus et sepultus est. Et resurrexit tertia die secundum scripturas. Et ascendit in celum, sedet ad dexteram Patris. Et iterum venturus est cum gloria judicare vivos et mortuos, cuius regni non erit finis. Et in Spiritum Sanctum Dominum et vivificantem, qui ex Patre Filioque procedit, qui cum Patre et Filio simul adoratur et conglorificatur, qui locutus est per prophetas, et unam sanctam catholicam et apostolicam ecclesiam, confiteor unum baptisma in remissionem peccatorum, et expecto resurrectionem mortuorum et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. Credo in unum Deum, Patrem omnipotentem, factorem celi et terre, visibilium omnium et invisibilium, et in unum Dominum Iesum Christum, Filium Dei unigenitum, et ex Patre natum ante omnia saecula, Deum de Deo, lumen de lumine, Deum verum de Deo vero, genitum non factum consubstantialem Patri, per quem omnia facta sunt, qui propter nos homines et propter nostram salutem descendit de celis, et incarnatus est de Spiritu Sancto ex Maria Virgine, et homo factus est. Crucifixus etiam pro nobis sub Pontio Pilato passus et sepultus est, et resurrexit tertia die secundum scripturas, et ascendit in celum, sedet ad dexteram Patris, et iterum venturus est cum gloria judicare vivos et mortuos, cuius regni non erit finis, et in spiritum sanctum Dominum et vivificantem, qui ex Patre filioque procedit, qui cum Patre et Filio simul adoratur et conglorificatur, qui locutus est per prophetas, et unam sanctam catholicam et apostolicam ecclesiam confiteor unum baptisma in remissionem peccatorum, et expecto resurrectionem mortuorum et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. Well, there you have it, the Credo. Do check out the links to the other parts of the Mass in the description box below, along with my pronunciation guide. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.